Many of us are at that point of our lives where we would always wish, at least I really need like an X amount of figure in my bank account so that I can feel successful. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another video that we are going to learn all about money, finances, besha, cheddars, whatever any language that you're going to use it for. Money is an integral part of our life. Let's face it. However, money is just an exchange of value. So let us look at the value under which we are going to really increase ourselves so that we can set ourselves to be millionaires, billionaires, or whatever naires that you will wish. So this is how I am going to make sure that in the year 2023, I'm going to be a millionaire. For real, I'm setting myself for this success. I'm saying it and I'm putting out there because this is that moment. I really need to call it as it is. This is how we're going to be a millionaire. Kere, thank you for watching. This is how I'm getting there. And the first step is to just analyzing your situation. How are you in terms of savings? How are you spending? How is your debt status? Is CRB knocking on your door? Are you not receiving some certain calls because you are avoiding to be called by some financial services because you owe them some loans? This first step is to basically understanding where you are. Because there's no way you're going to start a journey without knowing where you're going to start from. That's fallacy. So when you understand where you are, now you can be able to know how you're going to get there where you would wish. And apart from understanding where you are financially, money making or wealth creation, let us call it wealth creation, is all about a mindset. So you also need to understand what's your relationship of the way you think, or what's your relationship with money. How do you view money? How do you view wealth? How do you view even the situation that you are in financially? Because for some of us, let's face it, we've just figured that point where you're like, forget about it. All of us are going to die. So what the hell about creating more wealth? But your mindset will really inform each and every other step of the way in this wealth creation journey. So when you've already set your mindset straight, that this is where I am headed, this is how I am getting there, now we can be able to start the journey. And the first thing is budgeting. Budgeting looks as if it's a complex accounting concept, but actually budgeting, it's basically telling your money where to go. We always receive money each and every other time. But for those who budget, they always know where their money goes. And the most important thing when you get your money first is to pay yourself. Now, as an entrepreneur and as a creative, this is the greatest problem that I always face. I don't know how to pay myself. And through the journey of learning on how to create wealth and how to build wealth, most people advise this concept, pay yourself first. And what this I've been able to learn as is paying yourself first is appreciating the fact that whatever I was doing, it could not have been done since I wasn't there. So if I'm going to pay my landlord, if I'm going to pay the cab guy, if I'm going to pay the supplier, if I'm going to pay every other person, then who is going to pay me if I'm not going to pay myself? So immediately you receive the money, pay yourself first. And you can pay yourself first by either putting it into a savings account, putting it into a money market, putting it aside, and then now start breaking all these things together. Immediately you have finished paying yourself. Now you can go to the other expenses. You're the core and integral part of that business or of that employment. So if you're not there, it means the money is not going to be there. So paying yourself first is an important concept. Now, immediately that you've paid yourself, now you need to do the math of the rest of the money. After you've paid yourself, now that's when you can go back to the amount of money and start telling it, this is how much I'm going to spend on rent, this is how much I'm going to spend on airtime, this is how much I'm going to spend on food and groceries, this is how much I'm going to spend on entertainment, because now you have a budget. But even before we arrive at the budget, you really need to have a tracker. Maybe for like 3 or 4 or even to a month, you can track your expenditure, whereby you look at each and every other coin that you used maybe in the last month. So today I bought mandazi, I bought smoky, I bought X, Y, and Z. And at the end of the month, you look at your tracker. Look at what is important and look at what that is not really important. Probably a smoky each and every other day could be important, but maybe saving that 30 shillings each and every other single day will translate to 10,000 shillings by the end of the year. So is it something that you can get rid of? Maybe. Now, having the tracker and having the budget is not enough. After you have been able to put this two together, now that's where you go and start saying, I've been able, from my tracker, I've been able to see these are some of the expenses that I really need not. Now, where am I going to take that money? Am I going to save it for my emergency fund? Am I going to invest it? Am I going to just save it so that I can probably travel? Now, after you have been able to set all these systems together, now that's when you can be able to say, now the 50, 30, 20% rule, or whichever rule that you're going to use, but make sure you are not spending more than 50% of your income. I said it. This will help you not live beyond your means. Make sure that your expenditure is not 50% and above. At least half of what you earn, you can spend it within your means. And the rest, you can either set it aside as an investment portfolio, you can build a savings account for your emergency fund, so that even what you're doing in the event that you're not able to either go to work, that you've been laid off, that what you've been doing, you cannot be able to do it any longer, you have an emergency fund that is liquid enough that you can be able to go and withdraw the money, or you can be able to survive at least for 3 to 6 months. Now, that is a long-term goal, but you can be able to start from somewhere. We can be able to save that 100 shillings. You can be able to set aside that 50 shillings that you are to probably spend it on a smoky. You can be able to set aside. By the way, smoky guys, I'm not against you, but I'm just looking at opportunities in which one can be able to save a coin a day. Because remember, the coin is a relative to the note. So treat the coin better and it might introduce you to the note. That is one quote. I read it somewhere. I can't remember quite well. But please treat that single coin that you have been able to see it quite okay, because it might be the door of opportunity to see that note. The penny is a cousin to the dollar. Remember that. So as you have been able to build your savings account and you've been able to build your investment account, you've been able to build your emergency account, now look into your life again. What can you be able to monetize? Maybe it's your time, maybe it's your talent, maybe it's your networks. Maybe I am working from an 8 to 5 job. I have the extra hours that I can be able to invest into a career that is going to build me some more income. Maybe I can be able to spare the rest of my evenings, since I work from 8 to 5, and make some mandazis and be able to sell either at my workplace or even at my estate. Maybe even that from 8 to 5. Yes, my employer, that is your time. And after 5, I can be able to go and learn a new skill that is going to be able to impact my financials on a positive side. Let's look into our lives and see all these places that we can be able to either monetize, or they are just opportunities of growth. Maybe I run a business. How can I be able to either minimize the expenditure? How am I going to improve my incomes? How am I going to make systems that are going to help me build my income? There's one thought which I believe is true. You cannot be able to save yourself to wealth. And I believe it's quite true. Savings are important, true. But it is also important to build other avenues or other streams of income that are going to help us build our way to wealth. So that's how we are going to use probably some of our savings. Maybe I need to get some of the savings that I had, buy an oven so that I can be able to be baking after work and be able to sell those cakes. I can be able to spare that extra hours in the morning and in the evening to shoot content. And then during the day, I am busy with work, with clients, with targets and every other thing. Maybe I have a talent. I'm an MC. Can I be able, instead of staying in the evening and just watching all through the night, I can be able to set myself out and tell people, hey, I can be able to MC at your gig. So that evening, instead of just staying in the house, I can earn an extra 10 Gs at an event. Maybe this is just another year that we've been given so that we can be able to grow ourselves, both personality-wise and even our finances. How sorry or how sad is your state of finance? How serious are you in changing it? Can you be able to do it? I believe you can. Do you have everything that it takes for you to rise yourself to wealth? I believe you do. You do have everything that it takes to grow wealth. You have everything that it takes to set yourself great for success. So where are you going to start? Some of us are halfway through. Some of us have not yet even started. Some of us are even far away. We are living paycheck to paycheck or payday to payday. Some of us are not even sure, probably, how am I going to get out of these shackles of debt? First of all, debt is not bad. But how to be able to work through debt and rise to wealth, that is a mindset. That is something that you really need to learn. And I hope in this course of journey, we are going to grow together, we are going to learn together, and we are going to impart one another. I hope we are going to learn more, impart each other more in this wealth creation journey, and I believe by the end of this year, we will become the great millionaires and billionaires that we've been wishing for. Anything that you've been desiring in your wealth journey, it's going to come to pass. You're going to do this, you're going to make it work, and you're going to get it done. I believe in you, and God believes in you even more. And I believe this year we're going to get it done financially. So see you next time, and let's go and make that moolah.